All right. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. Wake me up before you go. Hold on, something's funky. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. This got moved. Okay, there we go. You guys ready to see this? Yep. Yeah. This is not Outlook. This isn't Outlook. A lot. Because I have like 6 emails. There we go. I think it's confetti. Alright. So what happens if I get into the creative writing program I'm waiting to hear back from? Because... yeah. Ready? Well, I mean, I'm pretty confident I can revoke it if push comes to shove, but it'll just cost money. Oh, that's where, like, it marks donations and stuff. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. You know it. Where is my... No fucking clue. Alright, I did it. Yeah, they said... yeah. They said, you're right, all decisions will be finalized for the 15th and an email will be sent out to applicants at that time. But, like, they're really pushing it, so I accepted. And then I'll do creative writing next year. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to I don't know if I'd want to go to Idaho anyways. Yeah. Yeah. It's just him. Do you see him on the bench? Yeah. You're just smiling. Right, apparently people want to retire the Rhett name. He's named after a guy from Gone with the Wind. Yikes. No. What if I get into Idaho? Did I make a mistake? I don't know. The 15th. Yeah, and they said they would let me know by the 15th, but I just accepted Boston's offer, so I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to go to Idaho. You know, I'm probably not going to get in. It's not going to be an issue. I don't know about that. I don't like regular baked potatoes. Yeah. Now, molasses. Now, I will say, cinnamon. I don't think would go well with that, to be honest. Um, Fries are better than beans. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm worried I'm making a mistake. I'm worried I'm gonna get an acceptance from like Idaho for creative writing. You know? Yeah. 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 And then I have a wait. Yeah. I have a wait list to Ohio to school in Ohio too for creative writing. So, but like, I don't know. Thanks. Yeah. Apply. Hmm. No, no, no. Boston's only a year, so yeah. So I'm gonna, yeah, yeah, and I'll write, and then I'll try and work with like creative writing department, see if I'm allowed to take like a class in it, maybe audit a class if I have to. Yeah, and I'll talk to professors and stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't think, like, Boston and VC were my top choices for creative writing, too. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to ask my professors for new letters of recommendations when I apply again. No, I don't think that would go the way I want it to. Well, I I hope this is the right choice. So I'm just I'm just worried what happens if I get an email tomorrow and it's like, hey, welcome to Idaho. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. I've accepted. Hopefully. Okay. Yeah. Yep. See ya. Bye. Oh. Wait, you guys can hear yourselves in it? That's not supposed to be the case, but okay. Where would that be coming from? Audio input, mic aux. Whatever. Yeah, so it's time to get a ding ding diglin. The Cardinals just demolished the Nats, which was nice. Yummy, yummy dinner for the Redbirds. I'm gonna do a game or two of this, and then I'll be ready. Of Clash of Clans, because I'm anxious. Oh, come on. My hand has gotten so fat that it clips the corner of my screen when I try and hold my phone. It's great. All right, you know, let that run. Yeah. So where are we in the story, you ask? Okay, so I feel like here's the thing. This needs to be worked out in editing. I use like 6 or 7 different gestures throughout the book, just repeatedly. Like brow furrowed, eyes rolled, frown. Just have like kind of a, I don't know. I feel like that needs to be diversified quite a bit. But that's editing, and editing's not where I am right now. So where was I? Perhaps that's a question. Perhaps that's a question best left for Lieutenant Cassius. Perhaps more pertinently for you, Sejanus as opposed to second mark. Seeing as you handled his first task, I thought it apt to assign you the second as well. So we solo, too, as I'm sure you're accustomed to. Okay, so now I need to do a little bit of rich search on Julia the Younger. She died in 29 AD in Tremas. Life. Who are we going to read today? Tectus, the Annals. 471. Oh, this is Mark's, or this is Pat's cousin. About the same time. Okay, let's see what else we can find on Julia the Younger. Wait, cousin? So Augustus is Pat's grandfather. I'm doing some math here. Pat's probably 23. Somewhere in that range. Maybe younger. Maybe born around 5 AD. Hold on. Trying to think. Olivia. Alright, so Olivia is Augustus's husband. Augustus is Pat's grandfather. Mother, Julia the Elder. Okay, that makes sense. Julia, so Pat was adopted. Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to work out the timeline here. In my thoughts. Man, no music? Damn, you right. I always forget to play the music. Tiberius would have been. Okay. Augustus, who had Tiberius. Right. It's doable. Pat was just young. Okay. So Julia Younger. It's Julia the Elder's daughter. So she's same grandparent. Yeah, so he's Pat's cousin. It's gonna be interesting. Kind of killing Pat's family a little bit all the time. He's okay with it. He and his father are adopted and are kind of also bastards, so adopted bastards. Okay. So she's gonna be on Tremorous, and that will be that. Yeah. I have to kind of work in Pat's familial connection to Augustus, because obviously there's no one named Patricius Octavius Mirandus in the history books. So, nor is there a Pat Rala Elia something Mirandus. So, just call him Gus. No, his name's Pat. Because he's modeled after my ex-girlfriend's roommate. Not like in character, but in name and physical appearance. Except he's male. And also, yeah. P-Dog. Patty. You know, just tying all the threads together. I don't like her. Alright. Okay. I think that works. She's not gonna die of natural causes, since nobody really mentioned how she died. I'm just gonna have fun with it and say that she's gonna die from we'll say she'll poison herself, but with like Nightlock. Of course, she won't actually be poisoned. We did poison, I think. Hold on. Figuring out how to kill your characters is always fun. Let me do this math here. 19 plus 29. 48. Okay, yeah, that definitely works for Pat being... Pat's just a young cousin. I'm thinking... I don't know if I want to do that. That feels a little extreme. So Mark has to kill her, but make it look like an accident or something. She was young when she died. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna do it. I think he's gonna have to hang her with the cord of rope and make it look like a suicide. So that'll be fun. That's fun to write. I don't really just darkening the characters. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll do it. We'll see how it works. Alright. I'm sure I know something. Glasses. I can't see without my glasses. I have a moral qualm with this a little bit, but alright, we'll go with it. So, this will be solo. I'm sure too, as I'm sure you have custom. Have I used, of course, yeah, I have used, of course, on this page. Please. Entangling my headphones. Lemon party. Lemon stealing whores. Damn those lemon stealing whores. lemon meringue pie, lemon custard, lemon Don Lemon, a lemon car. Right. Lemon dick. My dick's a lemon, that's for sure. You get it and it doesn't work within the first week and you're kind of like, alright, I want to return it. Such is life, I suppose. Mom's a hoe. Sometimes I just write stupid things when I can't think of what to write. So I write stuff like Enos Chow. And then I erase it and try not to get too distracted. Drew the Younger. Augustus Grant. Such and such. Trouble for the family for quite some time. When disposed of. Do you ever realize that you're a loser and you're like, wow, cool? That's me constantly. I hear a dog. Disposed of. That's cousin. Shaking head, nodding. It's just all 6 or 7 gestures. Welcome, new people. Welcome to our stream. Just kind of vibing. Just kind of trying to write and, will myself to be motivated on a stream. That's exciting. So, Pat's cousin. Very goo. Ew. Yes. I don't know how to spell this word. Hey, night night. This doesn't look like my handwriting. I guess it is. Looking at my notes, trying to figure out how this is going to work. So we're working with Heartfire. That's kind of our catalyst. We push him away from trusting them. This is also working on marking the Legion. This is kind of transition and gets that rank. He becomes a little too dedicated to the job. I have to make sure I do this right, is the thing. Because I have a direction I'm trying to head with this plot development. I just need to make sure I get there. I'm worried and not. me think. I'm not brainstorming exactly. I'm kind of brainstorming. I'm trying to play with some ideas to figure out what the best way to progress the story is, with the plots I have in mind. So that could be a piece. Trying to figure out how. No spoilers, so that's why I'm writing it instead of talking about it out loud. Oh yeah, I think that would have to be good once he takes that role. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna have a dream sequence and putting puzzle pieces together. Putting puzzle pieces together. There are a lot of secrets swirling about. I don't want to spoil, that's why I'm not talking about it forthright. See, do I want to go with that? No, I don't know if I do. I think Uzu forces his hand. Shoe. I think that makes sense. Eventually, okay. And get to the Dockyans. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. I'm trying to just figure this out. Because there are some questions I have about the plot that I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about what I want to do. Because I don't know if I have that figured out yet. figure that out. Okay. Hey, the real salties. What am I doing from books? So, right now I'm trying to piece together some pieces that I have. I have some questions about the plot that I'm trying to answer for myself. How it progresses. I kind of have a point B. I'm trying to figure out from how to get from point A to point B. But otherwise, yeah, I have a summary down in my about section that kind of explains the plot on a broader scheme. Yeah. I definitely get that. I think I'm kind of figuring out the direction I want to head. I don't want to talk too much about it because I am trying to not give spoilers, and there are a lot of kind of secret things involved in the plot right now. I'm just trying to... I have some kind of character regression that I'm trying to work with. Yeah, I think you can drop a link. I think links are enabled. Are they? They may not be anymore. Yeah. If you are there DMs on Twitch? Let me see. Try sending the link, and I should be able to see it even if it doesn't go through. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, I've kind of gotten out of part of the story where I've been stable and knowing what I'm doing pretty well, to a point where I have less certainty about what needs to happen to get the story working. I gotcha. Just trying to put the pieces together. Yeah. Is it okay if I look at it like off stream? I don't want to put your stuff up in the middle of my okay, cool. In the middle of my stream, so but yeah, right now I'm just writing and hoping I figure it out. It's alright, no worries. Alright, I got it. So I'll take a peek at that when I'm done. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on for, but once I am, I'll definitely take a look and then message you about it. Yeah, so I'm just... not doubting the story, I really need to figure it out. Because I'm worried it's not going to work the way I want it to. I'm worried I don't have the ability to make it work, I guess. I'm sure I can figure it out. Yeah, it's fantasy. It's fantasy / like historical fiction, alternate history. Essentially, he's kind of like working undercover, kind of. He's part of a resistance within this organization. And what I want to do with
the pieces that I have in play is kind of make him lean away from the resistance. Kind of get him more ingrained with the organization he's trying to fight against. Kind of just come complacent with it. I have pieces that can direct me there, I just don't know how to play them. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to know what genre your story is. I've done plenty of stuff that's kind of genreless, and I think that's a great niche. I think there are plenty of stories that don't fit into, one prescribed area, I suppose, as a synonym for genre. But, and especially like, it's something you can figure out as you write. I wrote a book that was like, I don't know what to call this. It's kind of a little bit of literary fiction, but with some magical, like, realism, but it's not really magical. It's just, it's fun to play around with genres, and you don't really have to be able to put a word to it, as long as it's a good story. It doesn't need to be described by tropes. So that's all. That's all genre is just categorized tropes. So, that's my take on it anyways. Okay. Alright, let's see what I can do. Why does everyone nod? I have like 6 different physical actions people do that I just repeat, and I need to get better at that. Tighter. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, so this story right here that I'm writing currently, this is a book I wrote in high school. I mean, especially, that was my first book. The first book is never going to be your best. It'd be amazing if it was, because as you write more, as you read more, you're going to get better as an author. And, I wrote the original version of this, like I said, in high school, and after a couple years, I was like, hey, I'm a lot better as an author than I was back then. I want to rewrite it. And what I did with that when I had first written it is there are like on-demand publishers that you can just go. Probably the cheapest, most straightforward one is the Book Patch, which is on. It's like the bookpatch.com. It's just kind of a nice indie publisher, and what you can do is you can upload it, have it, give yourself a cover and stuff, and just order one copy, and you have the option like, oh, I don't want to sell this like publicly. I just want it to be a private book, and you can just buy a copy and have it, and that having a hard copy for me, that helped me to go through it and like edit it a lot better. I'm just having something like tactile to edit with. And yeah, so that's what I did with it. I mean, it was not a book that was ready for publication. That's why I'm rewriting it. But it was so nice to have, just to see like the product. That helped me a lot. So, and it was a good company. It's not what I would go to if you want to like seriously self-publish. Amazon, I think, has better resources for that. But it is good for that. You're getting started. You wanna figure it out. You wanna see what you have and piece it together. But yeah, I mean, I was in the same boat as you. I've not published anything like professionally. I've done a couple self-published things, but and I have a couple things I want to edit and try and move to more publishing. But I mean, if it's your first book, it doesn't mean it's going to be like bad or anything. It just means you write, you figure it out, you get better. And that's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm trying to take what I've done before and improve it. So here. So I don't have any of like, I have a couple better versions of the print. Like this is the first one. This is from Lulu, which is another one that I've used, but I think they're a little pricey. And this is obviously too big of a page size for how long the book is. But yeah, I mean, I just went and I printed out like the book, and it is really nice to have that. So I definitely recommend the Book Patch if that's what you want to do. And don't doubt your work. Just because the first thing you write is going to be the best thing doesn't mean it's going to be bad. Plenty of, I'm sure what you're writing is good, and we're all our own worst critics, but I mean, you're always going to be able to improve upon the first thing you write, I guess. I mean, you're always going to improve upon everything you write. Even, the 10th book you publish is going to have room for improvement. You're never going to be you're always going to be improving your craft. You're always going to be getting better with what you do. And so, I mean, it's a constant progress. It's like athletics. It's like art and athletics are kind of the same in that regard. And I think everything's like this. It's just you're always going to be getting better, learning new things, improving your skill set. It's just a constant like progression of self-improvement. And so yeah, like this was the original. It was 50,000 words. I'm rewriting it, and there are a lot of areas that I needed to get better with. And what I'm doing is I'm just extending scenes that need to be extended, adding more plot, more character development. I mean, I'm at 150. I've added 100,000 words to this book, and all of it is, in the goal of improving the story, of improving, my writing. I'm not even to the heart of this book, the original draft, yet. A chapter can be as much as you want it to. I mean, there aren't rules to how things need to be. Your story can be whatever you want it to be. Now, obviously, in terms of publishing, publishers kind of look for certain things more than others. Different publishers want different things. But in terms of your story, what you want your story to be, I mean, it can be anything you want. You can have a chapter that's a page that's you can have a chapter that's a word even. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. It's all about, the art and what you want it to be. For me, my chapters, I tend to be longer, so I do I'll do scenes within, a chapter will be a day. And I'll do scenes within that day, within that chapter, and break it up. But I mean, there's nothing that says that has to be how it is. You could have a chapter that's just a dream sequence, or you can have a chapter that's, I mean, really, your chapters can be however long or however short you want. It's just whatever you feel works best for your story. That's all that really matters. And obviously, what publishers want isn't going to dictate what you write. You're gonna, you say you're not at the stage of publishing, and that's fine. But even if you are at the stage of publishing, don't write based on what you think a publisher wants, because I mean, eventually you're gonna find somebody who wants to work with your story, and it may take a long time, but it's gonna happen after, eventually. And you may have to improve things, change things, but only do those changes if they're what you want. Even editors, an editor is gonna make suggestions, and you can say no to that, because it is your story, and you want your story to be what you want your story to be. And that's kind of how I feel about it. I've not been published professionally, so I can't say what. I mean, you're not going to send a fantasy book to someone like University of Cambridge Press. That's all I'm trying to say in terms of what publishers demand. Different publishers publish different types of stories, and that's just how they do it. It's their business model or whatever. But I mean, in terms of the story itself, you want your story to be what you want your story to be. Don't write to an audience. A lot of people talk about what's the audience of your work, and I guess that's okay to consider, but I feel personally that your audience of when you write should be you. Obviously you want a work that is palatable to other people, but your story is kind of like your baby. You want your story to be good for who you want to like your story, and you want to make the story what you want it to be. I mean, yeah, the other side of that is we are always our worst critics. I mean, I'll take a look at what you wrote, give you feedback, and, you know, I've written plenty of things where I'm like, hey, I don't think this is very good. I think this isn't what I wanted it to be or whatever. But then, you know, I'll give it to like a friend and they'll be like, hey, this is a really good story and I like it a lot. And so that is that other side of that coin, is we're always going to think what we write is worse than it really is. And that can be like by a lot. I had a friend who wrote, and she hated everything she wrote. She was like, this is terrible and not good. And that was never the case. Like, she was a really good author. Like, she everything she wrote was excellent. And I'd always tell her that, like, hey, like, you know, I know you think this isn't good, but you're not right. You're a good writer, and you shouldn't doubt yourself. You should feel good about the stuff you've produced. I mean, I guarantee you that's where your doubts about your story are coming from. It's just that you're your worst critic, and you're always going to view what you do worse compared to what someone else does. And that's not because what they did is better, it's just because you're always going to view your own work as worse than it actually is. Because that's just how our fucking brains work. You're always going to be your own worst critic about everything. And so, yeah, my advice to you is write, you know, what you want to write, but if you come out with the product that you don't feel is what you want, I mean, you can work on improving that. That's perfectly fine, but don't discredit your story just because you may doubt it. Get other people's feedback and, like, be like, you know, listen to what other people have to say about it. Let me take a look. Yeah, I see that. I'm taking a look at it right now. Here, I can open up what you have written so far. Here, I have to request access from you, so take a look at that. Because what you have right now is it seems bare bones, but it definitely seems like a good idea for the start of a story. Like, it seems like a great idea to build off of. If you're on Google Docs, there should be a share button in the top right hand side. You probably got an email requesting access from me too that you can go through. But if you go to the top right hand corner and you input my email address into the share thing, that should do it. But I don't really want to give my email address out on stream. I can whisper it to you, I think. But you should have an email that is requesting access. And if you just approve that, that should work. And yeah, I mean, yeah, the idea seems bare bones, but that's not a bad thing. That just means you have a lot of room to work with, that you have a lot of room to build the story as you go. You know, you have a point A and a point B, and you piece it together as you write, which is what I'm trying to do right now. It's just, you know, some people have a big plan for every chapter, like they know what they're gonna do. And I've done that before, but also the other side is you don't really know what each piece of the puzzle is, and you kind of discover the story. You discover the story and you discover the characters as you write. And that may mean you have to go back through and change things that don't, like, line up with how the story resolved, but that's just the editing process. I mean, it's really, I think this is like what George R. R. Martin does, and this is how I've done a lot of my stories. It's just, I have a couple scenes in mind, I have a couple plot pieces, but you discover the character, you discover the plot as you write. You put your pen on the paper and just, figure it out. It's like kind of active brainstorming. Okay. I took a look at it. I think, so it seems what you have right now is kind of an information dump. And that can be fine. Like, my prologue's a giant information dump. But I think for the story you're writing and for what you're trying to do, I think it'd be better to be more active with it. Like, you say, I began my journey walking towards the forest. I think that can be, first off, that can be your first sentence. That can be your first paragraph. And start it with, I was walking towards the forest. Put yourself in that story, if that makes sense. Just make it active. That's not a mood. Yeah. And I mean, from that point, you can work with, you can go, you could describe like what the forest looks like paint the scene, and then give like some narration, like what are you trying to do, and then like that's how you can work in that first paragraph. Is you can describe the scene a little bit and say I was walking towards the forest, it was dark and cloudy or whatever, and then be like, I was looking for my father. Don't copy what I'm writing, like verbatim. What I'm saying verbatim. That's you want your story to be what you have. If you have a picture in mind, you want to describe that. I'm just kind of talking off my hat, but just put the pieces together and describe the scene and have him describe what he's doing as he's doing it. Walking towards the forest, it was dark and foggy. Yada yada yada. I'm trying to find my dad, I guess. If I had to write it, I would be...
Yeah. I just, wrote a little example there. But kind of like that idea. And it looks like. Yeah. And that's kind of like, yeah. That looks good. Like what you're writing now. That's the style I would go with. It doesn't have to be. There are plenty of different voices, but yeah, I think that you really want to make your story active. Laments can be interesting, but for longer works, I think it's better to be active in your storytelling. I've not seen any of your comments, so I'm going to switch back. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I think, what you should do is just figure it out as you go. Obviously you have like the structure. You know, point A, point B, point C. And you can fill in the rest as you write. Again, it doesn't all have to be active. You can have those flashbacks that are passive and stuff, but if you're for the most of the story, you do want to keep that active voice. Like, here's what I'm doing, here's what here's what's happening as I'm doing it. Like, I wouldn't recommend like a strong past tense, like a long past tense, but I like a near past tense. So like you're describing what's happening the moment after it happens. So that way you can say Mark turned heading out the door, and that way you're using both past and present because you're kind of describing it as it's happening, but right after it happened. I hope that makes sense. Again, you want your style to be your own. You're not gonna, and as you write more, you'll come into your voice better. If this is, I am able to type on yours. On yours, you mean? I am able to type, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do anything to your story. Yeah. You can change the permission. So if you go to the share screen, there's a big button that says share. You can say you want me to only be a commenter,
or a viewer, and I actually look like I can do that myself. But yeah, you can make those changes if you don't want me to be able to type. I mean, the more you write, the better you'll get, and the more you'll be able to like come into your own voice and your own like writing style. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, that's my advice. Just keep writing, and as you write the story, you'll figure out the story, but you'll also figure out the voice of the story and the characters, and it's all about just doing it and figuring it out as you go. And the more you do it, the better you'll get. It also helps to read a lot, to figure out how do other people write. And reading a lot can help your voice. You develop your own voice and your own style. And it can also help you to figure out where your story fits in within a genre. But yeah, I mean, that would be my advice. Just kind of keep going. Figure it out, piece it together, and just keep at it. And along the way, it'll come together. I think I am probably gonna have to end the stream. I'm quite a bit hungry, so I need to go get some food. And so I'll probably be done for today, but I'll be back on tomorrow, hopefully earlier. Yeah, go ahead, ask your question. I mean, I'll definitely take a look at it. I don't know if I can like be an editor. I'm going to grad school. I mean, look, you won't have to pay me for edits or anything. Like, what you can do, send it to me. I may not get to it super quickly. I'm gonna have stuff to do, but I mean, I'll definitely take a look at it, give you my suggestions. I can be like a beta reader, is what they call it. I can go through, make comments, give suggestions and stuff. Yeah, I can make smaller remarks about grammar or whatever. I'm not gonna make you pay for it or anything, but I mean, if you want an editor, you'll have to pay for it. But and I'm not an editor, but I can definitely take a look at it. I have no issues with that. Just let me know, hit me up, and I'll take a look at it. And if you have it done like this summer or whatever, I'll have plenty of time. But if it's like August, it may not be as quick as it could be. But I have no problem taking a look at it, and giving it a read, and giving you comments and stuff. Yeah. If also, there are a lot of communities on like Reddit where you can find other beta readers, because I'd recommend not just having me read it, but having a couple other people. If you have like friends who want to read it and give you feedback, and then maybe you can find people on Reddit, on like beta reader subreddits. You can find people there who can give you feedback as well. I've had a lot of luck in those communities, and it doesn't, there are some people who will charge money for it. There are other people who will want you to read something of theirs. There are some people who don't want anything at all, and you can just, ask them, hey, can you read my thing? And what you do is you just kind of like make a comment, you make a post where it's like name of the story, plot synopsis, some details about it. Ask me if you want to do it, and then they'll reach out to you when you send it to them. So yeah, that'd be my suggestion. Have more than I'll look at it for sure, but have other people look at it as well, because one person's feedback isn't gonna make or break your story. Different people are gonna like different things. Different people are gonna not like different things, and it helps a lot to have kind of a larger view of what works, because if one person doesn't like anything, that's just their opinion. But if you have 3 or 4 people who are like, hey, this doesn't work in the story, that can give you like a better sense of what actually that needs to be improved, and what is just some guy on the internet doesn't like hot dogs or whatever. But yeah, I mean, definitely reach out when you're done. I'll take a look, for sure. But yeah, I think I gotta head off. So I'll definitely be on tomorrow, and have a good night. Thanks for sending me your stuff. I liked reading it. And I'd definitely be interested in taking more of a look at it. Had a good talk, real salties, for sure. Yeah, good night, Kyle. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, for sure. What's up? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, just like whisper me on Twitch or whatever. I'll get it. And I can. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna email the email or anything. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry about that. But yeah, I mean, keep at it. Keep up the good work, my guy.